always going to go through conflict and go through challenges. But it's really amongst us to really build that. And so there's really 4 foundational things to think about when you're building a team. Number 1 is a common purpose. If you don't have a common purpose, why are we a team in the first place? Because we don't just come together to be teams just to have fun. But it's really about executing a goal. Like the gentleman said, we have dinner to serve. We have customers to satisfy. And if we're not coming together around that goal, then we're off the mark. It's not about satisfying your interest or someone else's interest. It's about producing something. So what is the common purpose? Second is clear boundaries. Now we put that up there because oftentimes our teams, sometimes, especially if you work in the community, you don't know who's going to come into your team. You know what I mean? You put out a flyer out there and people coming in and they're saying, oh, we're fighting for justice. And they come in and your fight for justice is about immigrants and their fight for justice is, they want nicer lawns. You know what I mean? Or some other thing. It's like, oh, whoa, you have different interests than each other. And so how do we create clear boundaries? And those boundaries are who should be on this team and what should we be doing on this team, and particularly what we shouldn't be doing on this team. And oftentimes we don't discuss that. So it's important to have clear boundaries of what this is, and that allows you to be able to work and produce what you want to do. And the third is clear roles. Have anybody been part of a team where it's like, we're all leaders? Oh, we are all leaders, folks. You're a leader. But what happens when everybody's a leader? Right? Nothing gets done. Or everybody has their own idea or mission of what it means. And oftentimes, it's like there's only one person who really stands out, but really nobody else that steps up. And so all the work, does anybody have experienced that? Like in a study group where you do all the work and everybody just gets the credit? So you have to have clear roles. And the team is about the mission that you're building. So that you can basically, with those roles, divvy out the work and exactly what are the areas of work. And then you build your team from there. And the last here is explicit norms. A lot of us, most of us here have good manners, right? Well, most of us, right? Or at least we think we have good manners and, we expect most people naturally should work together well. But oftentimes, as we see in our teams, it doesn't happen that way. Someone disrespects the other person, somebody steps up and it's always like overpowering everybody, they come in late. And of course, what do we feel? Uncomfortable, right? Oh, how am I going to tell this person that they're late? They're like 15 years older than me. Or like, there's this issue, there's all these issues that come up, it's like social issues that come up with like authority. The way we tackle that is by setting up explicit norms. What are the rules of engagement? How do we roll in this group? Laying them out, do you all agree? And that becomes the constitution by which you work together. And it's very important to lay that out from the beginning. Imagine if this country didn't have that from the beginning. Where would we be? So part of to think about it is clear, explicit norms.